that. I mean, it does make the game a little bit easier for Nature's Prophet, knowing that there's no longer Clockwork or a Nyx Assassin on board too. Things that are going to be able to just tail him around, and it'll give him a bit of freedom. But again, like you said, you get some wave clear. You get someone who's going to be able to burst them down, and that's relatively tanky that can withstand it. And just crawl towards that Drow Ranger the entire time. Not exactly what we were talking about, but
the opposite, even you could say.
the squishy maiden, but she does provide a nice slow. She's got a good nuke for clearing out waves. Frostbite is a great route on top of that. A little bit surprised by the pickup, not gonna lie, but a safe, solid pick. She's not super great for the mana regen anymore. I think they nerfed her quite a bit on that, but she does provide teamfight ultimate as well and gives them another target. So,
yep. Ooh, I'm liking that. You keep going with the aggression here. It's hard to fight into the Nature's Prophet when he's got the tree and some. What usually comes out here is you just start getting body blocked as he punches you down with a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's Prophet and Tusk, they do so much damage together. And you have the amp from that minus armor on the Vengeful Spirit wave. It's going to do a lot. I'm surprised they grabbed the PA here when Magnus is still in the pool, so they're probably going to ban that one out. Let's see it, Thunder Predator. Come on, I'm waiting.
This is, as Neph would say, a no-brainer.
Yeah, a no-brainer. You got to get rid of that one. I mean, the wave clear against the Nature's Prophet Trance, being able to jump on top of people is very good as well. You could even pick up the Slardar here. That has been used in combination with Phantom Assassin a number of times. So you only get 2 bans, and one of them is a Kunkka. So the Slardar and the Magnus is going to be available here. They're letting them through.
Interesting.
And you could run Magnus in the offlane as pause 3, or you could run the Tiny as pause 3. There's a couple places you could switch these heroes around to make that one work, just depending on whatever it is that Thunder Predator grabs last year. But
I'm trying to remember if King RD plays Magnus frequently. I mean, I know that he can play it, but I'm just not sure if that's something that he's super solid on, because it would be the icing on top of the cake, right?
Yep. It's got to be one of those two. These guys have been coached by Coach Megs, the god himself. You know that man, the coach of Team Brazil, he watches replays on 8 times speed.
Of course he does.
He goes through games at 8 times speed. I know this because I stayed with him once when we were doing Jungle Jam, and he was doing research on teams and watching replays. I'm like, you can follow everything that's going on. Just the most robotic, nonchalant. Yeah. What do you mean?
Can't you, Neph? Don't you watch all the replays on 8 times speed? What's wrong with you?
I watch on half speed.
He's gonna watch it extra slow over there. Yeah, Mags has always been very big on the faster and more efficient that he can retain information, the better off he feels that it is. And it clearly works. He went and he created that whole drafting system for scrims and whatnot. And that's been very, very popular. It works very well. So
the team I'm working with right now is using it as well, having a good time with it. But Magnus was banned out. Thunder Predator, they realized that they slipped up there. That did make it through, but it's not Slardar, but Void Spirit that's taken here. Okay.
I think that fits Adriano a little bit better. I didn't think that we were going to see the Snapfire in the mid position, to be quite honest. My question now becomes, is King RD playing Snapfire or is he playing Tiny? That is my big question right now.
I honestly would not be able to give you an answer up until they pick this hero on Thunder Predator. And they grab the Viper. All right. I'd say that you probably want to put the Tiny in the mid lane here. Because to be on the PL... But no, I mean Tiny in the off lane. Sorry, KJ, PA. I'm joking. I'm looking over at chat at the moment.
Do I need to call you an ambulance?
I'm gonna be fine.
All right, good. Well, hopefully you don't collapse in the middle of the cast. Also, not fond of that Crystal Maiden with the dark hair. Hashtag not my Crystal Maiden.
Hashtag not my Crystal Maiden.
No, not my Crystal Maiden.
We paused? We were.
Sounded like we were, yeah.
I can't pick hero, says Flea.
Ooh.
Well, Well, someone else on your team is going to need to pick the hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, there we go.
King RD, Snapfire, and then Flea Tiny. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And Adriano, or as he's also known as 756875678. Why would you name yourself that?
Love that guy.
Oh man, I'm not calling that out in a team fight. I'm gonna tell you right now. But yeah. All right. Whose draft are you liking here, Neph?
I'm preferring. I was preferring Team Brazil. In fact, I prefer Thunder Predator's draft, but I think Team Brazil is going to pull some wacky shit and lose the game. Ooh, they got the Meow Ranger. The Cattiers? Yeah, I see you have chosen not to respond to me. Thank you,
The
Moxxi.
fact that you called it the Meow Ranger is really the issue.
I see.
But I guess there's the Yeehaw Phantom Assassin too, so you know it is what it is.
2020 is wild. We got some good hats going on in this game.
My Dota. How is it that Phantom Assassin has a cowboy hat and Mortimer doesn't? Mortimer deserves. We're gonna make a petition, man. Mortimer deserves a tiny little cowboy hat. I'm very upset that he doesn't have one.
They'll probably put the Oracle Bruno hat on him as well with the next treasure.
Dude, that would be incredible. Oh my god. Let's do it. Let's do it. I want that.
They keep introducing that hat on different heroes for some reason.
It's because it's dope.
Subliminal Bruno propaganda, if you ask me.
Yes, he's slowly trying to take over our noggins with his own brand of hats.
No, his hat has taken over his own noggin, and now it's looking to expand into other people's. You misunderstand.
Okay. Aw, have fun, my boy. I like it. I like the way that they're being, very wholesome. I have to say the Quincy crew and For Zoomer's chat was very wholesome earlier as well. You love to see it. We also like to get some spicy drama too every once in a while, but we've got other teams for that.
That was crazy versus Zoomers. Zoomers tend to cause a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Though, oh, whoops, didn't mean to ping that. The Sammy boy jumped to my defense in the lobby the other day. I was, talking about heroes and Lukey being banned out, and Lukey goes, "Who are you?" And Sammy boy says, "Show Neph some respect," with another word added in there.
Frank getting jumped on here. Nothing skilled just yet over here on KJ, so just gonna toss some harass back and forth. Matthew does have no, looks like they're just gonna back off. Okay, we do get the skill out over on the Crystal Maiden, opting to go for that Crystal Nova first.
Speaking of Sammy boy, I do want to thank the teams, the players, for jumping on the interview. This is something that we just kind of decided in the heat of the moment. They aren't obliged to at all. So thanks for giving everyone a chance to peer into your minds. Mind of a Dota player is an interesting thing.
It really is, and we're really lucky that they agreed to do it. I think it's always nice when you get the chance to, even though you like to say all Dota players are animals, Neph, but humanizing them, I think, is never a bad thing.
I hate doing that.
Neph refuses to call anyone by their actual name because it humanizes them. Not a fan of that boy.
I've been living with my roommate for a year, and she still calls me Neph.
I've known you for how many years, and I still call you Neph. This is what it is, my friend. I don't really love Leo Style being on the Viper. I understand why they picked it up, but...
Oh, this hurts.
Oh, KJ, top lane. They almost managed to get the kill on him. In fact, these little treants are doing a decent job on him, but he'll survive thanks to a fairy fire he picked up earlier.
Yeah. This is what you talked about, or what we were laughing about at the Crystal Main. You need somebody who could deal with this early aggression and, spam out creep waves a little bit. And while CM is pretty strong with Crystal Nova, she's also very susceptible to getting run down.
Especially when you consider that there's tag team and the treants that can body block, slow down even further. It's a little bit sus.
Yep. Ooh. Wanted to take a quick look over to mid lane, but when Tusk is in the game, you never know when action's about to start. Void Spirit getting zoned out of lane. It's not really surprising. Leo Style is such a dominant mid player. On this Viper, it's no surprise that it's difficult to get anywhere near the creep wave.
I mean, it's a lane dominating hero, and again, I'm a big fan of Leo Style here. I firmly believe that he is one of the... I'd still say he's top right now. I mean, he's taken a little time off because he's been sick, but I still think that he's most likely the #1 mid laner in SA at this time, so... It'll be difficult for DR to really get in here. I'm hoping that doesn't age poorly as suddenly Leo Style gets murdered, Typical caster's curse fashion.
Yeah.
Top lane, man, they just keep going after KJ. It looks like he is going to be the first blood, though, as Frank, realizing they don't have any way of rooting him or stunning him, is going to be able to just TP away, and so is the Tusk. Bottom lane, though, Flea, the toss back, he was sitting very, very low himself. Is going to get hit with a couple of these frost arrows, though, so it'll slow him down a little bit. Needs to be careful, though, too, because MJZ still holding on to another magic missile, and plenty of mana in the form of mangoes if needed. Stun comes out again. Flea trying to come into the rescue here. Toss right back over here onto the Drow Ranger, but King RD will fall to MNZ. Oh. Did he pop a salve and it did get cancelled?
Who? The Drow? It's not cancelled. Or Whomst? He popped the Snapfire?
No, the Drow. It wasn't showing on my screen. That was weird. Too many particle effects, MNZ.
Yeah, it's definitely the particle effect. It's the cat ears, It's throwing you off.
Shut up,
You're
Neph.
mesmerized just like
Shut
me.
up, Neph. I love cats, but we're not going down that rabbit hole. Not right now. Not ever.
You just dropped the Wraith Bands into his inventory.
Mid lane, 40R, dodging out of the way.
But it's difficult to gank the Void Spirit, having to simulate to fall back on. And of course, once he's level 6, it's even harder once he has those astral steps.
I mean, eventually this Nature's Prophet is going to be able to go and create the Orchid, if that's the build that he decides to go. But on the flip side of that too, this is a hero that naturally wants to buy a Yule Scepter just because it's very helpful on a couple different levels, and it also sets up for his own kills. Matthew, though, really enjoying the time he's got here with this Invis rune. Hasn't made a play just yet. Might go for this Courier. In fact, yep, he's going to be able to take it down. The Glove of Haste and the Tangos get taken down on the Courier, so some of his regen he's not going to have here. Might have to mooch off of the Crystal Maiden. Tusk's Courier, though, will get taken down in Retribution. And Constabule is going to get treed up a little bit. 5-minute runes coming forward, though. Constabule taking a lot of damage here. Doesn't have the Blink Strike for another 4 seconds. I'm not sure if he might be able to man-fight Matthew here, but no, the treants, they do too much damage. And he's still able to walk away, thanks to Crystal Maiden giving up that salve, too. Middle lane, though, they're making plays over onto Leo Style, and it's a good rotation from Flea because they take down the Viper.
Yeah, that was surprising there. I mean, you're level 6 on Leo Style right now. You think you're going to have the advantage right now, but tons of burst damage coming in from the Toss Avalanche combo doing, Tiny doing almost 200 damage there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's a slow death.
Yep. So right now, things going decent over the map for Thunder Predator. Leo Style dropping isn't the best, but Drow is finding tons of farm. 31-7 right now, sitting at the top of the net worth chart at about 3,000 gold.
Definitely feeling pretty good there in that lane. And they managed to go and take up the Illusion Rune here over in the mid lane, so no bottle refill, unfortunately, for 4DR. And you've had the Tiny. Flea's been sitting here for quite a while. Frank, though, making some moves over to the mid lane immediately. Flea turning back around. Looks like he's not going to join in. Going around the side. They've got vision on him. They know he's nearby. But with this Illusion Rune and the Treants, gonna try to pressure this mid tower very early. MJZ still standing in position as well. Only sitting at level 4. Matthew, Thunder Predator, just being very aggressive, wanting to make sure that they can take down this mid tower and start to put some of that pressure on the map. And indeed, down it goes, going over to Leo Style. Flea feeling itchy Feels like he wants to try to grab a blue stuff. There's so many other people here. He needs to be so careful to turn back around. Again, they've got the magic missile, and he goes with the avalanche, but it's just too ambitious when you consider these heroes that are there. And they even spot KJ, but doesn't look like they're going to make moves on him.
Yeah, the damage coming out of that Tiny with the tag team under the Wave of Terror is just massive. You know, the moment he goes forward, suddenly he's sitting at like, what, minus 4 armor? Yeah. Bottom lane, I thought they would have made a rotation down there after grabbing the mid because the catapult was still up. In fact, they fortify it right now. Try to do a little bit more, but you know, nobody came with him. Unfortunately, Frank, you know, he's got his own thing to take care of, and he needs to probably grab his mech/orchid as quickly as possible. So he needs to focus more so on farm right now. The mid tower does open things up a bit for them, but they're happy to sit back and farm until Drow Ranger has 1 or 2 items before they really start to bring the push to the enemy team.
And Gustabile really wants this kill on Matthew, but is going to back off now that Frank joins into the fight. A little bit of a taunt, and now MJZ, Cookie Hop from Flea, should be able to go and collect over here on MJZ. 4DR will take that happily. Manages to go and just throws out that Aether Remnant, trying to dissuade Viper here, but he's just happy to go back farming.
KJ doing exactly that, pulling the creep wave. KJ is very susceptible to getting gone on by Matthew here. He has to be a bit careful. Only has level 1 tag team though. Bit of experience until level 2, and the damage doubling, of course, is insanely
boy.
good.
Well, they're forcing this fight, that's for sure. This is not looking good. Look at the TPs coming out, though. They want to try to take this, and it looks like Crystal Maiden is going to get taken down, but the Drow's already here. Gustabile, is he going to be able to run away? Yes, he is. There's going to be Cookie Hot just trying to keep him safe. Flea now taking a lot of damage. There's a lot of treants. The slow's coming out now from MNZ. Lee crawling back to his tower. Adriano goes, he drops it. There it is. There's a Snapfire Kisses coming out as they just rain Hellfire down. But there's it is. They followed up with the Snowball, and they'll turn it back around, get the kill on Adriano. And it looked so good with those Snapfire Kisses, but the Snowball coming out from Matthew, just negating or just saving them.
That's a beautiful save there by them. And of course, Leo Style is a bit difficult to bring down with that 10% magic resistance he has from the corrosive skin. Made things hard. And, you know, dying there on Void Spirit's going to cost them a lot. They lose this tower in the top lane as well. So your 2 towers taken before even the second catapult arrives, and your 4K net worth up on Thunder Predator. So things are going your way with this aggressive lineup that you're running. Phantom Assassin was doing pretty well in the laning phase, but the question is, are you going to be able to come online fast enough to shut down Thunder Predator if they're moving at this rate? And even though I preferred their draft this game, I thought they'd be able to take it. They're playing unbelievably fast on Thunder Predator.
I mean, that's how they've always liked to play. And in this case, you know, Leo Styles had a pretty good game so far. Generally, I find that if Leo Styles struggling in the mid lane, things tend to start to slip out of their hands. But in this case, you know, this Drow has had a great setup. Leo Style, not, you know, super flashy or anything by any means, but has been getting what he needs to make things happen. So Team Brazil struggling just a little bit, but definitely not out of this. Plenty of potential. A lot of movement though going down towards this bottom tower. You've already got Frank in position, and he's just clearing it up, taking down the Cardi with his little tree babies.
Yeah, they
I
moved
don't know where that Cardi went, but all right, welcome back. Thank you for joining the lane. We are playing Dota 2, Cardi. I don't know what vacation you were on.
You're important, but he's gonna die, it looks like. Too many heroes were set up down here on Team Brazil. It looked like they want to set up a kill on Frank, get some towers of their own, and they're not going to be able to grab mid with Viper spamming out the lane. They smoke up. Looking for
This feels
a kill
awkward.
here. It does. This is, you don't want to smoke up into this hill right here, and you especially don't want to go into Flea. You get the scout with the treants, though.
You do have the Drow, though, standing up here on the top area, just trying to chip down over onto KJ. They'll be able to take down Crystal Maiden. They'll get the kill on Flea. And now it's looking like Adriano's gonna need some help. He does have the Astral Step, but he's trying to just break their ankles, but it's a double kill now for MNZ. They didn't do enough damage. King RD, he was trying to do everything he can, but they just started dancing around, dodging off all of those Mortimer Kisses. MNZ trying to predict where he is, but not going to be able to find them as they go for a bit of a deep dive here. They'll turn their attention right back over to the tower.
They'll clear up this last tier 1. I think though there's no reason to not continue to push. They will probably fortify pretty quickly once the creep wave reaches the tower, just in order to clear that siege creep though. It's taking a decent chunk of damage here, actually. I don't know why they didn't just pop the fort right away.
I don't know. It's like they need a pause over on the side of Team Brazil. How is this Phantom Assassin doing?
She's
Still quite a ways behind here in terms of trying to get that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing all right, but the issue is once you have the battlefield, I mean, your outer towers are taken. They'll probably be taking down your tier 2s at that point. You're not going to have any time to actually use it, I feel. Thunder Predator, they're playing super far forward and aggressive. And, even if you have the battlefield, you maybe grab one more item. It might need to be a BKB at that point. You hop onto the Drow Ranger, but then what? By then, she's got way more net worth than you, sitting 1,000 gold ahead of you already. And, there's the save from the swap, there's the save from the snowball. You're going to need like 3-4 items before you can get on top of her and blow her up and keep her stun locked.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's going to go for the Battle Fury right after the Battle Fury. She's going to need a BKB, 100%. But I feel like at that point, by the time that she does have the BKB, the Drow is just going to be too far ahead. The fact that, she's going for that the Yasha next. But, she's going to be dishing out so much damage that I feel like the BKB is not going to matter as much. I don't know.
Royal Jelly, thank you, my fellow casters.
Yep, they've had that for a while. Leo Style has some as well.
It's pretty good on Vipers. He actually opted not to go to Spell Lifesteal, so he doesn't care that much about being ultra sustainable. They have the mechanism on Frank though, so that's one of the things that is going to help a little bit with the push. And yeah, he's got Hooded Defiance to go up. He'll probably build a Radiant, or sorry, it's not
what?
Hooded Defiance to Radiance.
What to wear?
It's a pipe from a Hooded Defiance, right? That's more correct answer.
I'm worried about you, buddy. You all right there?
I went from work to sleeping like 3 hours to this.
Oh, got it. All right.
Apologies.
Immediately. Stabile. They do have a scan over on the high ground. I just love the way that Thunder Predator have this pressure that they can apply and have been doing it correctly. They're constantly pushing out waves. They're moving together as a team. Again, this is actually almost a little reminiscent of the way that Quincy Crew was playing earlier. The fact that you have this high-value net worth hero, although MNZ showing himself much more than UR was, right? UR was actually just sitting in the triangle and other people were pushing out the waves. But they play tightly. They play close together, so that way if a fight breaks out, they can immediately just jump in together. And again, when you've got someone like Frank, too, on the Nature's Prophet, that allows you to just TP right over to wherever you need to be. And while this is going down, you've got Team Brazil trying to take this tier 1. They're just getting Roche for free.
Yep. Definitely a worthy trade there. In fact, they might not even get the tier 1 by the time they take around Roshan. They could teleport down there right now. It is a bit difficult. They'd come in separated and scattered. Instead, they opt to smoke up and make a beeline for the bottom lane.
Yeah, it feels like they're going to try to cut them off.
Yeah, it's taken them a while to bring down this tower, too. They don't have any hard right-clickers. They might just have to give this one up. They got Roshan, and they couldn't get a tower for it. All they got was a little bit of damage on the tier 1. Here comes Matthew.
Matthew revealing himself first, followed up with Frank. Assimilate over into the trees. They'll be able to just rip them down. He's stuck, though. He's got to use his other astral step to try to get himself away, and they say him over in the corner, but they don't have any way of canceling it out, so he'll be able to teleport out. Flea teleports out, and so does King RD.
So, them not managing to grab that tower has just even more control over the map that Thunder Predator has, and I think they'll play pretty far forward with this Aegis. Battle Fury is only just about to be finished after PA clears this camp here. Alright, one mo. But they can't do anything. Flea, all they can do is watch as they kill this tower here. Like I was saying, you have the Battle Fury, but the enemies, they're now taking your tier 2 towers. Before you get your next item, you're going to be locked into your high ground.
Drow Ranger's going to be picking up that Hurricane Pike next too, so even, you've got the Battle Fury, maybe you pick up that BKB, she's just going to force staff herself away and just continue to kite you with all this damage that she's amassed, because she has had such an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Flea gets back immediately once he sees the Dre's drop.
Uh-oh.
Leave the Radiant team to me, he says.
We'll try to clean up some of this creep wave at the very least, but they're already breaking high ground right now. That's very, very unfortunate for the side of Team Brazil. They used that fortification earlier to add that little bit of tower flak. But MNZ says, alright, you know, there's no need to force this. We're going to back off. Some of our waves are shoved in. Casual Wrath of Nature as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
She canceled the TP. Did something interrupt it?
I think maybe she just changed her mind.
I see. Didn't want to walk too far away from the team then. I guess if you TP mid, the creeps did have vision of it. The enemies are able to head forward at that point and take a fight. That's the classic, you know. You see one person get back, that's when you just rush forward. And
Look, now, sometimes girls just don't know what they want, okay?
Whoa!
KJ over on the back lines, Matthew walking right past her. They see this Crystal Maiden, they want her. And unfortunately the shards, oh, the swap back though, that's how badly they want this Crystal Maiden. Leos now will collect and this will turn into another push here as they still have the Aegis online for MNZ. And they just don't have that capability to really fight them. It's exactly as I said, Neph. They've got the Battle Fury. They're working on the BKB. She's got the Mithril Hammer over on the PA, but MNZ just does so much damage right through it.
Yeah. And you know, if you don't have the BKB right now, in the event you get on top of the ground, you just get Nether Toxin. Suddenly you're not critting. You don't have your evasion anymore. You're just a sad little right clicker with a little bit of bonus attack speed thanks to Phantom Strike. And everyone backs up again. Looks like they're going to go for this last tier 2 tower. They didn't manage to close Brazil into their base before 17 minutes, so they are going to be able to find the neutral items. Philosopher's Stone. That one's going to be important as you're stuck in your base.
Yeah, it is. That's
wait, no, that's the other team. My bad. It's for the Drow Ranger. It'll be important to Vengeful Spirit. Right?
It's always nice to get a little extra gold in your pocket. Especially if it's just passive gold and you don't have to, you know, put your body out there and have to die for it.
The only person who's really going to be able to leave the base is the Phantom Assassin, just because you can move around with Blur. You can clear things very quickly before the enemies can get there with the Battle Fury. It's just going to be her existing outside the base. But even then, you know, if they get this outpost and they get vision up in the right areas, she might not be able to leave the base to begin with as long as your heroes are like all scattered across the outside. This is going to be a very difficult base. It's still winnable for Team Brazil, but their backs are definitely against the wall here.
I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the BKB on the Phantom Assassin. So, you know, I've been harping a little bit on the fact that, you know, I feel like the Drow Ranger's going to be doing too much damage here. But there are other heroes that she can potentially pop off on, right? Especially when Frank is just constantly, you know, pushing out waves. But it's just a 5-man setup over here. Wrath of Nature gets tossed out. He'll take down the tower. Aegis does get reclaimed, so they could try to go for something here, but it's so difficult for them to get anywhere nearby. This Crystal Maiden is literally the only person right now who's trying to push them off of these buildings, and she can't.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Like I said, she can't.
Should have listened to Moxxi, CM.
That'll show her.
Played many rough CM games, I see. You probably know how far forward you can go by experience there.
Yup, and Kostabi needs to be careful too, because MNZ, considering chasing after him, we'll turn our attention though now over to this Void Spirit. Has the Yule Scepter though, be able to go purge off the silence. MJZ still standing nearby, won't actually go for a swap play or anything. It is of course level 1, so you basically have to be next to that person.
God, it feels so hard. So your first set of racks is down. I do respect the fact that they just kind of gave it up. BKB is finished, but you know, like I was saying, it's not really enough. At this point, you have several saves. You have the Hurricane Pike. You're about to get the Mantis tile, I think, before you break the high ground. Yes, Aegis has expired, as you were talking about, but you're not going to be able to get on top of the Drow Ranger the next couple of minutes. I think they're just going to be able to grab the next Aegis.
Leo Styles baiting here. They've already popped the smoke. Force staffing forward though. The BK. Oh, look at the swap though coming out. We'll be able to save it as MJZ takes so much damage over here. Leo Styles still alive as the Phantom Assassin popped that BKB, but she wasn't able to get anything off of it. Cookie Hop trying to just keep the Void Spirit alive as the rest of Team Brazil forced to run away. He's still hanging out over here. They still have some vision, but looks like they don't even want to bother. And that's a feels bad.
Is it? You get 2 bounty runes, even because they're not bothering with you.
Okay, yeah, it's not as bad, you know. It's like when you you go to the doctor and you get a bunch of shots, but you still get a little, you know, an ice cream afterwards, I guess.
Isn't it an ice cream in America?
What?
It's like a lollipop where we are.
Oh, no, you don't get one from the doctor. You get it if your parents are like, good job, let's go get ice cream. You did a good job, child.
Oh, I see.
Did you not get ice cream?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I'm sorry that you're Canadian. They didn't give you ice cream.
They just feed
What
us
about
snow
maple
up here.
syrup?
No, just snow.
Just snow. Well, eh. Ooh. Here's a yeet over onto MJZ and MNZ. So MJZ gonna fall here. That's the reveal of the Snapfire Ags. The rest of Thunder Predator thinking about leaving. Matthews playing a little bit and probably gonna die because of it. Maybe thinking that he could have done something cheeky, but nope, is just going to feed his body to the side of Team Brazil.
I think he was just kind of playing anchor for the Drow Ranger, him and the Vengeful Spirit both. You know, if they go on him, they waste the time. You're able to get further away on the Drow, and that's a logic they were going for there. So, you know, even though you lose the support, you don't lose anybody of value. I take that back. Matthew, I think you matter. You are of value. I'm sorry.
Matthew is a delight. How dare you?
He really is.
He is a wonderful position 4 player to watch.
Radiant's middle tower
But yeah, he's a support at the end of the day. Could have been worse.
Let's see. Roshan, another 38 seconds here.
I'm gonna go on this.
This could be super good for Team Brazil.
Open up the Walrus punch and the yeet right back again. MNZ though, swap comes out, but he's not gonna survive this. Flea will get taken down. MJZ, 1 dagger, I am die. As they manage to take down the Drow. They're trying to go for something else here. We do have drums over here on the Viper if he wanted to try to do a little bit of a chase. It's a little bit suspect though, I don't know.
The majority of that damage that blew up the Drow Ranger, that was just the spit out. It did 537 there. Then, of course, you took tons from Tiny from the Avalanche. Just everyone went on you right away there. And the kill on Drow was absolutely huge. Yeah, need to get him a couple more times, though. And he's just about finished his BKB, too. You know, 900 gold away. So that was an awesome time to get him. You're not going to have a chance like that again.
I feel like that's so incredibly important when you're playing up against a Snapfire. I know a lot of cores don't, I mean, just in general, right? We all play Dota. We've all been in our pubs and just have those people that refuse to pick up the BKB. But with the Snapfire, especially with the Ags too, like it feels like it's so important to make sure that you can walk away from the engagement and not just sit there and get shelled the entire time. Roche is up though, so you can see that's going to be the next objective. They do have to be careful though. There are the Snapfire Kisses available, and again, does have the Aghanim Scepter, so they definitely watched them walk in the pit. They walked out though as well, so I think a smoke is in order if they want to try to get this Roche, and I think they need pickoffs. Desolator completed now for PA. You can see 40 yards, just scouting a little bit. Does manage to find one of those Kakamora over there in the Roche pit.
KJ is so brave walking forward to Crystal Nova things constantly. He would have died immediately after Crystal Nova being that pit if the heroes were still in there.
Oh, for sure.
But they had decent positioning there with King ID and Flay, you know, really to throw him in. The Gobble Up Spit Out and the Toss Avalanche combo is massive damage in a way. It does like, what, probably 1,500 to the one target if they're sitting in there for the whole duration of the Spit Out burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy stuff.
Just constantly checking the Roche pit here, making sure that they're not in there. And I like the positioning coming out from these supports as well. The way that they're sitting up on the high ground, so if they're trying to go for smoke plays, they'll immediately break it.
It makes sense that they're checking this pick constantly. I mean, they're gonna need to spit out in a very quick team fight in order to blow up Drow and win this. If he has 2 lives to fall back on, he's just able to sit back. Everyone spams out the buffs onto him. He auto attacks down the tower, then they disengage.
This is not looking good. Kostabile forced to go and use that BKB to run away. Frank, though, hot on the heels to swap back. King RD, though, yeeting him out, trying to keep him alive. He's going to go down for this, unfortunately. But he does manage to save his Phantom Assassin. And with the BKB down on PA, that opens the door for them to get into this pit. Yeah, so they don't have to worry about the Snapfire shelling them within Roshan's pit, so...
Artillery support is down, opening up Roshan for them, as you say, and now Kostabile just shoving out lanes in the mid, trying to delay them, I guess, so you don't have to buy back on the Snapfire.
There's a huge wave going bottom now.
Yeah, KJ? KJ, get on that one.
He's working. He's running those. He's like, wait, which way? No. What? Okay.
Come on. Get. Anyways, now that KJ has one handled thanks to me, we can turn our attention elsewhere. Nature's Prophet is just about done the Crimson Guard. I'm not sure if they'll wait for this before they do this next big push here. It doesn't seem like the big game changer. The Manta style on Drow Ranger is somewhat of a big deal, but again, you're 2,000 gold away from this one. You don't really want to give the enemy that many opportunities back in the game. I feel like you should...
Oh, that was a little questionable. I think he's absolutely fine, though, right? No? They don't have any other silences, though. Maybe with the snowball, are they going to be able to go? No, they'll turn right back around.
Oh, boy. So
and
he
just like that, he's gone.
He waited a little bit too long in the Yule Scepter. That was actually an amazing play there by Matthew. Incredibly undervalued. He timed his snowball, so he was rolling through him at the same time the Yules was going to bring him down, so it was unavoidable and impossible to get an Astral Step or dissimulate off. Super sick by him. God gamer Matthew.
Very nicely done. All right, well, that's going to be 2 waves shoved in over here. They're going to have to decide where they want to deal, and it looks like they're going to go for this mid tower. Managed to take down all the creeps over in the mid lane, but MNZ just can sit right back. Leo style fairly tanky here. Does have the cheese online too, so we'll take a dagger. Doesn't seem to care too much. MNZ still holding on to that Aegis like we said. And they have just great utility too coming out from Frank, having the mech, having that that pipe too. Drums will get popped. Leo style takes a little bit of damage. A toss-up coming out from Flea as they toss Leo style right back in the dagger, but he's got the Force Staff. And again, the Cookie Hop coming out. MJZ is absolutely obliterated as they try to finish off over onto King RD. They're not able to. And look at this damage coming out from MNZ, though. They'll turn around. They'll get the call over onto 4DR. And a couple of these shells coming out. The Crystal Maid, she was trying her best, but a couple buybacks now coming out. Looks like they will end up losing Matthew. More buyback. Okay, all right, everybody calm down. They're ready to just murder and go right back in again. Leo style forced to eat up that cheese here. And they do have all of these trees. It is going to take a little while for the supports to make their way over. MNZ again still has that Aegis. Is a little bit of trouble. The Astral Step goes right through him again. He's sitting very, very low, but he's just able to sit back and kite. And he takes down just 2 more heroes. KJ and King RD now taken down. Frank still looking for blood here. Not quite able to go and grab 4DR. But they've got their attention on the racks. The rest of the supports have rejoined the side of Thunder Predator. They'll toss Tiny over onto MNZ, and again, he has Aegis. He's coming right back up again. I'm not sure that was necessarily worth it. So it looks like MJZ was thinking about a swap here. Ooh, that dagger definitely hurt, though, as they have a mech charge up again. Dash coming forward here. They're going to try to finish off over here onto the Vengeful Spear as they jump into the back lines. They do manage to do it, but this is not looking good here for 440R, but Leo style taking so much damage from this PA, but he's able to get saved as onto the back lines they get the kill over onto 4DR. Kostabile now, he's not looking too healthy. He's got to run, and is he going to be able to do it in time? No, he's going to fall. King RD is going to be next. It's going to be a team wipe, Neph. GG gets called. Thunder Predator, bring in the thunder.
Thunder Predator, yeah, just realizing, okay, it's go time for us. We have hit our timings right now. We need to take the base right now and not give them a chance to get back into this. So supports buy back, and they just run it down and do their best to end it. A couple little slip-ups, that team fight in the end there. The Cookie hops forward. I don't think any of them ended up connecting and actually used it to disable get on top of Drow. You know, they came up a little bit short. In fact, once I think it put the Void Spirit out of position and caused him to die the first time, I believe. So at the end, I think a little bit panicky for Team Brazil, but you know, really well played that game by Ooh, my coordinator. Really well played that game by Thunder Predator. Awesome timing there with the Drow Ranger. I feel like I was super worried about them up against that Phantom Assassin, but they took so many towers right away. Um, and dominated map control. There just wasn't much room for them to do anything there.
No, the Drow Rangers started accelerating really, really fast, and I think that became a huge issue for them. And like we talked about, when the PA got the BKB, it did enable her to, stand a little bit more forward, get off some more damage, and they did get a couple nice pickoffs fairly early on. But eventually, it just became that issue of, you've got a Battle Fury, you've got a BKB. Drow Ranger has so much more going on at this point. So does the rest of her team. So she can just sit back and just chunk away at you. You can kite her so well. You watched as like the Viper also had picked himself up a Hurricane Pike. So he's able to, play very far forward. He's a bit tanky and then immediately, get Force Staff backwards, make a little bit more distance. And they just did it very, very well coming out from the side of Thunder Predator. Team Brazil, the idea was good. They wanted to go early, but they just weren't able to get that advantage and really accelerate the Phantom Assassin fast enough, especially because, again, went for that Battle Fury. Is it, the end of the world that they have a Battle Fury? No, but I think they needed to play things just a little bit differently. And I also feel like the fact that Leo Style had a very comfortable lane as the Viper made a huge difference as well. Thoughts?
Yeah, agreed. It's just waiting for my post game stats to come up so I could look at a couple of things. But it looks like we're having coordinator issues right now,
Yep.
so I'm not going to get them. Um, Thunder Predator just continuing to show why they're one of the strongest teams in the region. Amazing job by Leo Style, playing super aggressive. He did die once in the mid lane by going a bit too far forward, but other than that, solid game out of him. And nice positioning by Drow Ranger that game as well. Playing tight as you were talking about a number of times was amazing. And these teams are getting really solid at running these Drow Ranger strats. I feel like they're probably practicing them a lot in the scrims.
I would definitely say so here. But guys, we are going to take a quick break. We are waiting for our coordinator to get updated. So hopefully it'll be a fast update. But it is a best of 2 series here. So there's still a chance for Team Brazil to get themselves a victory. But you are going to have to wait until after the break to find out. So we will be right back.